I should tell you, and I talked to the team about this morning, the term president-elect, it's a term of art. That means it has a special meaning. It's like certain words have a plain meaning and a legal meaning. Like calling someone a fraud. Oh, you fraud, you said you were a vegetarian, but I saw you eating a steak. So, okay, you fraud, you're using that in the plain language of the word, which means you're a trickster, as opposed to the legal definition of a fraud, someone who cheats you out of money, for example. So we can have a legal meaning and we can have a plain English colloquial meaning of the same word meaning different things. President-elect has a legal meaning because, of course, President of the United States are chosen through something called the Electoral College. There are people called electors who cast votes on behalf of the state. Now, traditionally, each party chooses its electors, and the party that gets the most vote in any state, their electors cast a ballot. But historically, you've had what's called faithless electors. They vote for someone else. And of course, the Constitution says basically states can choose their vote for president any way they want. You could even have a vote in the legislature. You could even have a vote in your congressional delegation. So I'm not trying to be legalistic other than in one sense. The word president-elect has a legal meaning. And that legal definition has not yet been met. So if someone is out there saying President-elect Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden, that's not actually true. The votes have not been certified yet. I don't think any state has certified its votes yet. The Electoral College has not weighed in yet. I'm just saying the media that has lied to you for 4 years, they are still lying to you. Now, I'm not a flat earther. I will not tell you that Donald Trump has more envelopes, as Joel Pollak puts it. No, he doesn't. And the only way for Trump to win at this stage is to have fake, fraudulent, or otherwise questionable ballots thrown out. Or if there were Trump ballots thrown out, to have them added in. That's an uphill fight. Because even if you can prove that, can you prove that in sufficient number to make a dent? And can you find a judge willing to take that step? So yeah, if I had to choose which team is looking stronger right now, I would choose the cheating team, the team of the Tammany Hall politics, team of, get your Obama phone if you vote for Obama, the team that runs the murky, corrupt politics in the big cities. They're all Democrat cities: Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. These are the trickster cities. And Philadelphia, I mean, I say again, that amazing rally that Donald Trump had in Butler, Pennsylvania. Was it 56,000 people showing up in a field? Like, that's rock concert stuff. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. You got 56,000 people to show up in a field, and I bet each one of them voted. But it's a lot easier to get 56,000 pieces of paper shipped into a voting center in Philadelphia at 4 a.m. It's a lot of effort to have people show up and vote. Not a lot of effort to have 56,000 pieces of paper slipped in at 4 a.m. And there's all sorts of allegations which have yet to be proved in court. And even if they are proven, are they of a sufficient nature to cause a judge to overturn things? Now, I should remind you that Al Gore called himself president for, was it 47 days? It's been 6 days since the U.S. election. I think Trump, we could even go to the odds and see what the odds are. The Ladbrokes or the American bookmakers. I'm sure the odds are 10 to 1, which means if you bet $1, you make 10 if you're betting for Trump. I bet the odds are even lower than that. But Donald Trump is still the president. No matter what, he's still the president until the inauguration. That's a fact. And Joe Biden is not the president-elect. I'm sorry, just because the CNN or CBC or New York Times or Washington Post says so, doesn't mean it's true. Now, I saw that over the weekend, there was a rush amongst liberal world leaders to be the first to congratulate Joe Biden on his win. I'd have to dig it up and check, but I bet you 20 years ago there was a rush to congratulate Al Gore on his win too. Or maybe there wasn't. That was before the mania of Trump derangement syndrome. Remember, Bill Clinton had been president from 92 to 2000, so there was sort of fatigue with that whole group. And George W. Bush, he was a little quirky but pretty friendly. And I mean, sure, his papa had been president from 88 to 92, but I see all the super chats, by the way. I promise I will get to them. But I don't know, maybe there wasn't a rush by left-wing countries to say, we're with you, Al Gore. In fact, I bet you that few did, because Bush derangement syndrome hadn't set in yet. But over the weekend, there was a rush of world leaders: Boris Johnson, Doug Ford, Justin Trudeau, even Jason Kenney, and even Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. And some of those people, they couldn't wait because they hated Donald Trump. If you're a NATO leader that likes to shirk on your military spending, you hate Donald Trump because he said, pay your bill, pay your bill. If you are China, Iran, Venezuela tweeted, I don't know if you saw that. I did a tweet. Nicolas Maduro said how excited he is, looking forward to meeting Joe Biden. So if Venezuela, Iran, I don't know if I've heard from Cuba yet, and China are celebrating Joe Biden, I get why they're doing it. But when you've got France and UK and Canada, it's because they want a weak America. It's not because they want a strong America First president. Am I disappointed that Jason Kenney felt the need to? Well, that's exactly, he felt the need to. Look at this, yeah. Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela, la patria del libertador Simón Bolívar, siempre estará dispuesta al diálogo, dialoguing and listening with the people and the government of the United States. Venezuela, the party of the liberator Simón Bolívar, always is ready to talk and listen. So it's his way of saying, we're ready to talk, we love you, thrilled about this, because he hated Trump. Nicolas Maduro is the tyrant of Caracas. So why would someone like Jason Kenney do that? Well, because he's hedging his bets. Because if, as I said earlier, the odds are that Joe Biden will formalize his election steal, the Premier of Alberta needs to have lines of communication open to the new administration, especially when it comes to the most important thing Canada sells abroad, which is oil. Congratulations to President-elect Joe Biden and VP-elect. See, again, they're not President-elect, and she's not VP-elect on the U.S. election, and to all of those elected this week to the United States Congress and Senate. So, I mean, he's just doing that because he doesn't want to be, I mean, it's almost like that old Soviet tactic of watching, you know, when Comrade Stalin gives a speech and everyone is clapping, someone takes notes, who's the first to stop clapping? So, President-elect, yeah, not quite sure if that's true. That's an excerpt from my daily TV show that I do live at 12 noon Eastern Time. We talk about the news of the day, we play interesting viral videos, and most importantly, I take your questions that you chat to me through YouTube Super Chat. I think that's the funnest part of it. So tune in every weekday at 12 noon Eastern Time, only here at rebelnews.com.